Ooh.
Some of them are hideous. And so we're going to rank.
We're going to rank every single dice.
So you need to be thinking about legibility.
Yes, legibility is actually the top of my criteria for ranking dice.
Okay, right.
If a dice is beautiful but illegible, instant from Ben.
So that is not the case for everybody. So you might want attractiveness, maybe accuracy to the lore.
Important.
Those can be the 3 criteria.
Also, the symbol
is
important.
Yeah.
And whether the symbol is on the 1 or the 6 is important.
So I think all of these are on 6s.
They're all on 6s.
So straight up, we have
Blood Angels.
Blood Angels. Is this going to work?
I like how there's orange in there. I'm going to say that right now, because Blood Angels used to be orange.
Okay.
Back in the day, back in the 90s and the 80s, Blood Angel Red was orange. And the paint pot called Blood Angel Red was orange. And so they've blended that in there. You've got the orange and red together. It's like a homage. Probably not.
Okay, right. So, is this probably fair? I want you to sit back like a tad. Boom. What number is this, Ben?
There aren't. Those are just coloured cubes, Tom.
What number is this?
There are no numbers on those.
Okay, right.
All I can see is a red and orange
You can wheel forwards a little bit. What number's this?
5.
Okay, this.
1 or 6? 6.
This one.
4.
Here.
3? 2?
Okay. This.
Is that a dice?
Okay, so we're going to give it like a medium on the legibility.
Wow, because I would say, like, if I roll back like 2 foot, they were illegible.
Oh yeah, for sure. So how do we want to rank the Blood Angels dice?
Okay, well, I think if you're not legible, you can't get above it like a C or a D. Sure.
Really?
Like, even though I like the color, I'm going to give them. I raise them up a tier for having the orange in there.
Okay.
Because I'm old school and I like references to old school. Mm-hmm. But I can't read them from that size. So, like, let's say they're D, but the color scheme gets them up to a C.
Ooh, okay, great. Pal, first one's down. Very strong. So
you can input as well. It's not all on me.
No, I like that. Okay.
But the Dark Angels. Now, you see, it would have been nice for that red swirl to be a green swirl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because Dark Angels started black and then became green after the Heresy.
Yeah, do they have like brown or red in their old...
Deep red is their accent color.
Okay.
So, like, if they've got like a squad marking or a lens or an accessory on their body, that will usually be red.
Okay.
To give them some... So these are very legible. Black on white, it doesn't get much more legible
really
than that.
Strong. Well, we're going to have to do the test.
Mm-hmm.
So what is this one?
That's a 1 and a 5.
Here, this side.
1 and a 5. 1.
That symbol.
Dark Angels, 6.
Here?
2.
Well, yeah, just fucking nailed.
They're fucking amazing.
Okay, just great.
Yep. Plus, I like Dark Angels a lot because they're like space knights.
Oh my god!
So they get an extra bump just because I like the Legion.
Wow.
So these are near the top. These are top tier dice, Tom.
Are these S tier?
These are maybe S tier.
Really?
They're very good. Look, even like that, I can still read them.
Yeah, that is a good. That's a very good sign for legibility. If you can still read them on the horribly artifact minimized in paint.
I can still read all the symbols from this tiny thing. Yeah, but should we mark them down for being not black and green? But
yeah,
I think probably more relevant to the Heresy, but green would be a nice little hint of things to come.
Yeah, like personally, I think they're a little bit bland.
They are a bit bland,
and
I'll give you that.
I feel like the red swirls, because it's with black, it looks like brown swirls, and they look just. There's just something a little bit ugly about the brown and black swirl.
Okay, they're not perfect then. Should we knock them down to 8?
I don't think they're perfect, but they're the closest thing that we have. Is it too bold for us to even start breaking it and put them...
No, we've already got fucking 7 tiers. We don't need to start doing half tiers.
Okay, right, well, Next up.
Ooh, Death Guard.
Ooh, Death Guard dice.
Okay, well, the color scheme matches the Legion perfectly. They have
Right.
like dirty bone armor with green like trim.
Very thematic.
So that's a good match. Get a point for that. You know what? The Blood Angels. Thinking about this now, the Blood Angels should have had black pips because A, more legible, and B, Blood Angels in the Heresy have black rims on their shoulders.
Okay.
So like this, they've used the shoulder panel, the accent color as the pip color, and that would have made the Blood Angels more on theme but more legible.
Yeah, it would have made them a little more legible.
Let me roll back.
Okay.
Roll back.
So I want to add, like, I'm a big fan of like bone-colored dice. I far prefer them to white. Like bone with like black pips, I think is my perfect D6. Like GW used to do that in some games. They'd have like off-white dice instead of white dice. Ooh, those because
pure white dice feel kind of cheap.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like when you get something and it's got like little bubbles or imperfections in, so you know it's kind of like handcrafted.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that feels like it's higher quality for some insane reason. I feel the same with off-white on dice, but you know on electronics.
No,
that just means it's sat on someone's shelf.
Yeah. So here, what is this?
Is that the symbol?
Oh,
Is that a 6?
maybe.
It's only because it's next to
Here.
a 5. I know it's not a 5. Oh, that one is really hard to read. Yeah, I don't know.
What about this?
Is that 2?
Here?
4 or 5? It's the brown. The bone works, but it's the brown mixed in with the bone.
When it comes, when it like is mixing near the pips, you then just can't read what that pip is.
So if you've rolled 20 of these dice and you've got to pick out all the 5s,
Really
suddenly are you like, is this 4 or a 5? And they're not very legible.
They're more legible than I thought they were on like the bigger screen. They actually hold up a little bit better into investigation. They're not ideal.
So they're pretty. They're good theme.
Pretty,
but they're not,
good theme,
not legible.
Perfect legibility.
Do they go in the same tier as the Blood Angels? But I think they're better than the Blood Angels.
I personally like them a lot more than the Blood Angels.
Should we knock the Blood Angels down a tier?
No, because that's harder. Once something's on the table.
Oh yeah, because we're in paint.
We're on paint. If we had layers, would be easy.
Okay, so they're going in B then.
I think B.
I think B might be a little high, but they got to be higher than the Blood Angels.
Yeah, maybe. But I think like even on here, they are more legible than the Blood Angel symbols by far. I think I could read half of those.
The more I think about it, the angrier I am that the pips on the Blood Angels aren't black. If they'd done red with gold swirl and then black pips, that would have been really good. Because the Blood Angels have a lot of gold.
It's very fancy. Okay, right.
Ooh, Night Lords.
Night Lords. So
I mean, they're on point. You've got the midnight blue.
Theming is great.
The red accent color.
I do like blue dice as well. The red is maybe a little dark, but let's take this to the testatorium. And
oh god, it's not great, is it?
Because like both are quite bright.
Yeah.
And so there isn't like great like contrast between them.
And are they not colorblind safe either, I imagine?
Oh god, fuck no, it's probably not. So what is this?
Is it a 1 or a 3?
What is this?
I have no idea.
What about here?
4.
That is a 4. Here.
Symbol?
Yeah. And the side on this dice?
A 2?
Pretty good. Yeah. That top symbol.
But don't know. These are pretty bad.
Yeah, they're not the easiest to read. I think they are pretty though.
For the people in chat saying I need glasses, for this test, I'm about 2 meters away from the screen.
You need glasses.
Like I'm pretty far away, and it's very small. I can read it now.
I would say maybe these are C tier.
They're kind of similar to the Blood Angels, aren't they?
Yeah.
Hard to read, but kind of fit the theme well. I'm assuming the only reason we're going C with these is because I assume there's some even more illegible ones coming up.
I honestly can't remember. I remember there being some bad ones.
Oh, Iron Warriors.
So we've got silver and
black.
Silver and black. I feel like it's a bad combo.
I'd like it until you see some of them. There's 2 tones of silver.
Oh,
there's dark silver.
Yeah, where they do the sort of like marbling pearlescentness.
Yeah, there's too much dark silver. Like, those ones are kind of hard to read.
Actually, God, they kind of hold up pretty well.
Where are the hazard stripes, Tom?
Oh my God, if the pips were hazard stripes. Oh my God, they missed such a trick. Oh, these would be the best dice ever.
Why?
Okay, I'll illustrate the best dice ever to you, Ben. Right, I just need to draw a quick, God damn it. Right, we're...
Okay.
Why didn't they make these as dice? Bear with me, because you'll be like, best dice
Okay,
ever.
I await with bated breath.
So... Oh no, it can't be like that. Right. Bear with me. Bear with me, Ben.
I just feel like if we're ever going to get hazard dice on a stripe, it's going to be with the Iron Warriors.
Yeah.
And so, missed opportunity.
Okay, right. Just for speed, I'll draw them like here. So I need just a nice dark grey.
Man, that art degree. Money well spent, isn't it?
Go fuck yourself. That's a gigantic waste of time.
Don't worry, mine was too.
So
We're all in the same boat.
right, imagine. Right, your dice are like this, but for every stripe on the dice, that is the number.
Yes!
And how difficult you roll all of those, how hard they would be to read.
That would get them up there with the shit tier, like squig dice
Yeah.
and the deepkin dice.
Oh, they would be so good.
If you're trying to make the most obnoxious dice possible, it's the yellow hazard stripe
Oh, I
dice.
feel like it could be amazing.
How would you tell the 5 and the 6 apart?
Well, because the 6 will have 6 yellow lines
Yeah,
on
no,
it.
but like when you glance at them, you're like, I'm looking for 6s. Oh, okay, hang on.
Yeah, it'll be...
Picking them out would be a nightmare.
It'll be a nightmare. maybe the 6 will have the Iron Warriors logo on it.
Oh, okay, yeah. That would make life a little bit easier. They're so bad that I love them.
Perfect. I'm slowly bringing you around to my way of thinking.
Can they also be barrels?
Oh, yes.
And then the
Sure.
stripes go all the way around the barrel.
Oh my God, that gets very confusing very quickly. Okay, Games Workshop, you have my full permission. You can make these dice. If anyone is like a dice maker or something, can you make us a set of these? I want them to be absolutely fucking hideous.
So bad. Just the worst dice in the world.
They would be awful. So, right, where were we? These guys, we've got a lot of dice to get through.
We're going to have to start being a bit quicker about this. There's 18 of these fuckers.
We're going to have to like do some quick fire rounds.
Yeah, B, I guess.
B.
I'm gonna say
You know what?
because they're more legible than the C tier stuff.
They are a lot more legible
I
than
feel like
I
we
thought.
painted ourselves in a corner. That both those C's should be lowered down.
Oh, yeah.
But it's fine. We'll work with what we got.
Cool. Okay.
Iron Hands, black and white. Pretty good. I mean, it's basic, but it gets the job done.
It's good, it's basic, it's kind of bland.
I mean, it's not. I suppose it's not white, is it? It's actually light silver. Which makes sense because that's the colours of the Legion.
I think it probably is white, but they've got like black and silver like mixed in together.
And the marble silver is slightly distorting, but nowhere near as much as the other ones.
It's not terrible. Where are we going with these?
B.
Okay,
They're not quite as good as the Dark Angel dice. But hang on, they are quite a lot better than... Maybe they're A.
Really?
Just because you could fucking read them.
You know what? Yeah, sure. But these are only at A because
I like
you
Dark
like
Angels.
Dark Angels.
But they're also better than the other dice, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right.
Oh, Imperial Fists.
Okay.
These are amazing.
I'm a sucker for yellow and black dice.
Yellow
as
and black
well.
is very, very easy to...
Super legible.
It's the most legible combination of colours.
A friend of mine, you would know him as well. He had an Imperial Fist army, and he had just loads of black and yellow dice, and they were great.
Yeah.
Like every time we played,
There's never
it was just
any
like,
mistake
boom.
over what you've done there. The only downside is they're a bit boring compared to the other dice. There's no like flair in them.
They are a bit boring, but I think they're more interesting than black with white pips.
Yeah. Should we make that? Is that S tier?
I don't know if it's S tier. Also, there's something about the like the logo. It's so like fine detail. It feels like it looks weird to me. I want like something
Really?
a bit bold.
You want to get rid of the
Yeah.
have the classic Imperial Fist with just like the 4 geometric shapes making the fist.
Yeah.
No explosion.
So I think, I don't know, if anything was going to get close to an S tier, that might be it.
Let's put it halfway.
Okay.
Give ourselves some room.
Now we're going onto the halves. Yeah, maybe we're kind of like scrapping these, or we'll bring them up later on.
They're too boring for S tier. Ooh, Emperor's Children.
Emperor's Children.
They're nice. They're pretty.
So they are pretty dice. You know, they've got the sort of like purpley, magenta-y.
Yeah, like they're just nice to look at. They're not super legible. Like, wow, that gold really fades away when you zoom out, doesn't it?
Disappears immediately. Like leaning back, they are hard to read, and it's only the faces that are like catching
the
just
light.
like the perfect amount of shade.
They are complete. If someone rolled 20 or 30 of these across the other side of a table, I would have no idea what they'd rolled.
Yeah, they could just say anything.
But they're really nice to look at up close. They're very pretty.
They are pretty. The symbol feels weirdly off-center, though.
Yeah, it's low, isn't it?
Just what's up with that?
I don't know.
These
might even be D.
So they are pretty, which feels like they should get bumped up, but legibility and that symbol.
Yeah.
And we got to have something in D. Maybe we were too generous with. Maybe. I think that these have to go.
The Blood Angel's coming down.
Yeah, I think Blood Angel.
It's always the way with the first thing you see. You're never going to get it quite right.
Yeah. Here, look, let me just cover them up. Get out.
Perfect.
Great. No one will ever know. Next up is
Alpha Legion.
Alpha Legion.
Now, Alpha Legion are always going to be tough because they do have this greeny blue swirly color scheme. It's one of the hardest schemes to paint.
Yeah, I like the color of the dice. I really do. The greeny blue metallic, I think, looks great.
But that silver is so pale that it's hard to read.
They're kind of hard to read, but I think they hold up okay. They're not perfect.
They're more legible than the last couple.
And I really like that Alpha Legion logo.
Yeah,
and when it's done
Hydra's
on like
great.
this low detail, they look really happy and derpy.
Yeah, they're kind of derpy Hydras, aren't they?
They're just like, oh, hi guys, hey.
These had the potential to be some of the worst dice.
Yeah, they could have been terrible.
And they're actually quite nice.
I like them.
I'm going to say C.
Really?
B.
Wow.
C or B. They're not...
Man,
You're saying A?
No, I was thinking that we would use that space, and I'd be like, they're half B, half A. But if you said C, then we can just safely put it in the B tier.
Yeah, because they're not quite as legible as the other two, but they are prettier.
They are prettier than those dice.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do suffer a bit on the old legibility.
Okay, agreed.
Okay.
Next up, the Raven Guard, which, again, it's a black and white color scheme, so immediately it's very easy to read, but is also a bit boring.
It is kind of boring. They're basically the same as the Iron Hands dice.
Yeah.
Just with
white instead of silver.
Yeah.
So I guess they go in the same column. But now it's A tier, just the black and white dice.
That is just if it's very legible.
Yeah. Is it possible to have pretty and legible dice?
I think you are getting close with these, maybe. I don't know. Let's find out, Ben.
Let's find out. Salamanders. Weird choice on the metallic green.
The metallic green.
And the gold. What the fuck?
And orange. They are hard to read.
And not even in keeping with the theme.
They are ugly.
Those aren't even really the Salamanders' colours.
Also, super ugly. That shade of green.
And that shade of orange.
I hate
them.
it.
They're shit.
Absolutely hate. I think it's definitely E.
Yeah, they're the worst dice so far, without
They're
a
my
doubt.
least favourite so far.
Like, can we just Google Horus Heresy Salamanders, just so people can see, like, how... Because most of them we've been saying, yeah, that's the colours, that fits. But they don't even fit the most basic requirements. They have, like, this muted, earthy green. It's almost like a camo green.
Yeah.
And black for the shoulder pad. And fire, fires.
Yeah. Like,
well, that's a 40k Salamander. They've got more of a snot green vibe, whereas the Heresy, it was more muted.
right, okay.
Yeah, there we go. Like, how does that translate to that?
Yeah, that colour. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, not the one.
The
Salamanders, you failed us.
Sons of Horus.
So
The colour fits the armour perfectly.
I really like the colour of these dice.
And the symbol's very cool.
The symbol's great. That is a great symbol. I worry, like, legibility.
Yeah, very low on the legibility.
Really bad, especially when you get, like, wackier colour combos. I find them very hard to read.
They're kind of like Emperor's Children dice again, aren't they? Really pretty,
Yeah.
but impossible to read.
So, like, are they going to be, what, D tier?
I think they're just like the Emperor's Children dice in my mind. Beautiful, but impractical.
Yeah. Yeah, I fully agree with that. Maybe, like, because they don't have the symbol, the offset weird symbol that the Emperor's Children. I think it's fine. They can live there. And next up,
Space Wolves.
Space Wolves.
Odd choice?
Feels like a weird color choice.
Yeah.
To me.
I can't remember, because obviously Space Wolves in current 40k are like a blue-grey.
Yeah.
But in the Heresy, I think they were less blue. They were more grey.
Just kind of grey and white and red.
Yeah, let's get like a miniature. So it's got like a blue tinge to it, right? It's not like
Yeah.
black grey.
Is it more of like the kind of Codex grey rather than the Space Wolves grey?
Yeah. So it's less blue than
It is.
40k, but still a little bit blue. But these guys are like, there's no blue in that at all, really.
Yeah, and it looks more like silver.
Yeah, it
and
looks
the red.
more like silver. So they lose a point for not being the right color.
Ugh. I just don't really like them.
No, they're ugly.
They're ugly dice.
They're ugly and they're wrong, but they are sort of legible.
God, like, kind of, like, I feel like they would be close to E tier for me. Just saying.
Yeah, do it. I mean, I also have an anti-Space Wolf bias. So.
Me too. Bonk. You made it to E tier.
But I think that's because I like Dark Angels and Thousand Suns. So
Yeah.
Space Wolves. Thousand Suns, one of my favourites.
I think these dice are fantastic.
I like them. Yeah.
Red
They're
and white,
legible.
easy to read. It's a good symbol.
Good symbol. They're the right color for the color scheme.
Yeah. Also, red and white dice is like something you've always had in wargaming, and these are just slightly more interesting.
Yeah.
Red and white.
But the color distortion doesn't make them any less legible.
No, if anything, it makes it almost more legible.
Yeah.
Because the dark.
Because it's fading into a higher contrast.
Yeah. So I think these are.
These are fucking amazing.
Great.
Plus, I really like Thousand Suns.
I'm gonna go out there and say,
Are these the S
could
tier
these
dice?
be S tier?
If any dice so far are S tier, it is these ones. They are clearly the best
happy
dice
to
yet.
call that S tier dice. Very much on board with that.
Not much more to say. They speak for themselves, Tom.
They speak for themselves. Yeah, I like that clap in chat for some dice. So we've got the Ultramarines. Once again, I do like blue, but
It's a dark blue though,
with like the silver.
and what it's kind of a gold, like a burnished gold. Which Ultramarines in the Heresy had a lot of gold, so it's kind of lore accurate, but it's not high contrast. It's not easy to read. I don't like them. No, they're hard to read and they're not pretty. They're not ugly, but they're not pretty.
Yeah, I feel very indifferent. They're not the least legible.
You'd expect
They're
for the
not the
Ultramarines for them to be
prettiest.
like, should we also stick with Ultramarine theme and just stick them right in the middle?
Just right in the middle. Perfect. There you go. You can fill in that gap.
You could be boring middle of the road boys.
Thank you, Ultramarines. Okay, White Scar.
Oh, white scars. Okay, red and white, appropriate colours, high contrast, it's good to read, a bit boring.
Yeah. Also, there's something about this like pearlescent white that looks really cheap to me.
Yeah.
Do you see like...
But what are your choices if you're going to do white? Like, you don't want flat white because you're trying to make high quality dice. But maybe... I would have preferred it not shiny, like no gloss, like a matte. Matte white would have been better, I think.
Yeah, but then they would be like too bland.
Yeah.
What is like the
It's like a lightning bolt.
symbol?
Symbol.
That's how you almost spell it.
I think maybe more bone, less pearl. Might have been better.
I don't know. I always see like White Scars as being very they're white, not
not off-white.
bone color.
Very white.
It's just weird that like why
But the symbol's fucking weird.
why
hey?
does that connect on that side of the lightning bolt and not on the other?
Yeah, it doesn't look right.
That feels like a really weird choice.
Maybe it's a manufacturing issue.
So they're very legible. Good job.
But they're not pretty.
But I just don't think they're pretty.
Are they a C as well? Because they're as legible as B tier, or maybe even more, but they're not as nice looking as those ones.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'd accept that.
They're the most legible C tier ones, but they're ugly.
And I think that's it. Oh no, we've got ones that are on different
Oh, okay,
things.
we've got word bearers.
Okay.
Hard to read.
Hard to read. Hard to read, my dudes.
Yeah. They should have gone with silver. Why is it gold? Like dark gold. Go with light silver because that's the word bearer's colours
Ooh.
and easier to read.
Oh, these just like I don't know, like just all these like kind of like red sepia tones, just not.
Like, I'm really confused about that. Like, the word bearers generally have got like silver trim, silver detail over their red arm.
Man, having like a cold silver color there
Yeah.
would be so much easier.
It's always silver trim with the red. And that would have made way more sense on these dice. It would have been easier to read and more lore accurate.
more thematic.
You're done goofed.
Very, very poor display.
They asked for chrome in the manufacturing notes.
Oh, okay, right.
Unfortunately, it was Pierre Mortel.
Oh, Pierre Mortel.
Who thinks chrome is like a...
Pierre, obviously you've got a lot of time on your hands because we have seen your latest, your latest comic book. Can you just phone up the dice manufacturers?
Place an order for red and chrome word bearer dice.
Oh,
please.
right away. Boom. I'm going to say these are like E tier.
Yeah, they're ugly and illegible and wrong.
Yeah.
So,
So very, very bad show. And then, last of all,
World Eaters.
World Eaters.
Odd
I-
choice.
Think these dice are hideous,
I
personally.
don't like that. The blue and white swirl is grim, isn't it?
It's gross. It's too high contrast, and it really highlights where they've been injection molded on every
Yes.
single dice. You have
yeah, the like injection point.
those bits, and they just look. It looks like the dice is fucked up. Like
Horrible. It reminds me of some kind of like disgusting mint that, like, imagine like you go to your grandparents' house and they're like, "Would you like a sweetie?" When you're really young, and you're like, "I love sweets," and then they get this box and they peel off the tin. It's like a metal biscuit tin, and inside is just like a mountain of like 40-year-old mints or something. You're like, "Wow!" Oh.
Oh, like those boxes mints.
And you pick one up, but the whole mountain comes up with it. And you have to, and where you've snapped it off is here.
That's it.
And you're like, "Oh, I have to eat it now."
So yeah, I think it's really ugly.
Yeah.
Really ugly.
Hate them.
It's just not a big fan of that at all. Like, they're legible. I'll give them that.
Yeah, and they're the thing is with the World Eaters is they're white armor with blue shoulder pads, and then red is there because they end up turning to corn and getting covered in blood all the time.
Yeah.
So they've tried to integrate those three colors. But, maybe you can make them... Well, they are legible, at least. I was thinking somewhere with D or E.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they're as ugly as E tier.
I feel like it has to be D just because of legibility.
But at least they're legible.
Yeah.
But, like, everyone's got their own opinions. Like the dice you like. If you like terrible dice, that's fine. You can like the terrible dice.
Yeah, you don't have to like the same dice that we like. You can... your tier list could be reversed.
Yeah.
And that's just as valid.
Oh, man. Durello asks, are you not angry that the Lunar Wolves are not on here? No, the Lunar Wolves weren't in the Heresy. These are Horus Heresy dice.
The truest. Pal. There you go. That is the dice tier list.
I'm pretty happy with